All right, here is our very nice 2006 911 C4S cab, manual transmission. I'm shooting this in high def, so hopefully everything comes across clearly and this communicates exactly what you need to know about the car. We do have service records available for it, as well as the services that we did to the car, and that'll be available via email, and we can send that. But this is just primarily to kind of walk through and around the car. So the nose has been covered with 3M film, as the car was previously sold by Visac in Alberta to an Alberta resident. So the nose was covered with 3M protective film. Obviously the bumper was previously drilled for front license plate. Pretty common to see these plugs in the nose of them. You can see a little bit there is some original nose chipping, which is pretty typical in these cars. There's a little bit, this is underneath the PPF film. There's a little bit in around the headlight on the front bumper. A lot of the time, we didn't do it because we didn't want to pull off the 3M film, but a lot of time dealers will actually paint the front bumper because it's not metal, and it's pretty inconsequential as long as the paint job is done correctly. But so that's pretty typical on any car this age for a 911, unless it has PPF film from the beginning, which back in 2006 is pretty rare. The car was originally sold in Texas. The lenses are in incredibly good shape. Of course, they are protected by the 3M film now, or the XPEL film now. Same with the driving lights and turn signals. See on this side. The paint film protection is detailable, or it is polishable. That's underneath. That is underneath the PPF. But that's kind of where it ends. When you get through the rest of the car, it shows extremely well. The wheels are all in great shape. As I said, the tires are brand new. All the plastic is still extremely black and in good shape. The windshield doesn't really have any, well, it certainly doesn't have any cracks or stone chips. It has very, very, very light marks or pitting, but again, that's being extremely picky. I don't think anyone would actually mention that in any other shop. The mirrors have the PPF film applied to them as well. Looking down the side of the car on the driver's side here, top to bottom is extremely clean. That's a small, tiny little chip. That is dust. Throughout the rest of the panels, it's a tiny one there. You can see compared to my finger, that's wax. Not even a chip. The shark fins, they show a little bit of pitting, which is pretty normal. You could replace those if you really wanted to. We usually leave them, as it's a very honest representation of the car. Rear wheels, no marks. Around the rear fender well, paint looks fantastic. Super high gloss, very reflective, no orange peel. Around to the back of the car, rear lenses are incredible. You can probably see my clear reflection in the paint. Emblems all really good. Rear deck lid, all extremely good condition. No marks, no scratches I need to point out. Moving around to the passenger side. Exhaust tips are in great shape. Some coloration from heat, but that's all completely normal. And I would expect to see that on any car. Moving around, lenses and everything, rear fenders. I got nothing to point out to you. It all looks fantastic. Let's go into the wheel well, or sorry, the surround of the wheel well. One little, I don't know if you can see it, very slight ding. I can't see it in the camera. Perhaps you can see it. It's right where my finger is, and it's very, very slight right on the lip. Wheels are all extremely good condition, no marks, no curbs. Color between the center cap and the wheel looks to me like they haven't been refinished in their factory, or it was all done by a very high quality shop, which doesn't really detract in value. I don't know if you can see in there the condition of that exhaust, but everything has got a high level of cleanliness and shine. That wheel well is incredible. I know you're not gonna be able to see much of that. Shark fin on this side, same thing, just a little bit of pitting right in the bulge. Again, that's something that is replaceable, but we don't do it. The rest of it all looks great. A little tiny chip there, I don't know if you can see it. But again, that's very, very picky. I don't think that would be disclosed with a lot of other dealers. And a little guy there. Move up the mirrors. Great. This wheel. Just a little bit of pitting there. And a little bit of pitting there. Obviously just from road debris. Lower part of the bumper, it does look like it has not been refinished, which is pretty cool. So the lower part of the bumper underneath the 3M does have some stone chips and a little bit of pitting, but again, it's very normal. And that is something that if you wanted to replace, or sorry, repaint, you could. You show a little bit of pitting in that lens. Pretty normal. So let's move to the interior. Door panel, very nice. Shows, I would say, nowhere. Not in the door handle, not in the carpet. The grille is great. Little tiny bit there, very minimal. One place you'd see it in almost any car. Just in the entry and exit part, right in here, just a couple little scuffs, totally normal. Door sills look great. And looking into the inside of the door jamb. Here's the seat. The all-important driver's bolster. Looks phenomenal. That doesn't look to have worn through the color at all anywhere. The steering wheel feels great in your hand. No scuffs out of it, no scratches in the leather that your hand is going to catch on. Dash, of course, is phenomenal. Sorry, that's annoying. There's the mileage. So 18,981 miles. That digitally can be switched back to kilometers. And you do have a digital speed readout in the middle as well that switches back to kilometers. Seat backs. So leather seat back, it's a great option. No marks anywhere. Little impression here from the seat belt. Totally normal. No blemishes, scrapes, cuts. Rear seats, like most cars, are never used. in 911s anyway. Carpets are all great. A little bit of dust on there, please excuse that. Engine compartment. Alright, so this should be able to give you a decent look into the crevices back there. You can see all the fittings, the catting on the nuts. You can still see a plastic or a paper label on one of the hoses or pipes in the back there. Wow, that's really impressive. All the aluminum has no corrosion on it. All the fittings, the hoses, the hose clamps, everything looks phenomenal. Wow. Underside, there's your emissions label if you ever want to send the car back to the States. Incredible condition. Let's go over to the passenger side. Have a look in the door jamb here as well. Just a little bit of scuffing there. I mean, that's being very, very picky. Door panel. All the footwell on the carpet is incredible. Passenger seat shows no wear whatsoever. Seat back. It's perfect. Normally that emergency brake handle has lots of ring marks or scuffs. Not the case. Shift knob, it's an important one. So we can get that in focus. I think probably only the last thing to go over. I'll see if I can set up the camera to do the roof operation. I'll show you under the hood. Got the battery cover off because we keep the cars on tenders when they're in the shop. A little bit of dust in there, but nothing really else. It does come with the windscreen, front light bracket, or plate bracket, sorry. Tire inflation kit. Underside of the hood. No evidence that the hood's been repainted. Looks like we missed a little bit of moisture residue there, but pretty incredible. Nice tight fit. All right, let's see if I can get this to record the operation of the roof. All right. Wayne, can I call you back? Pennsylvania, can I call you back, please? Thank you. Yeah, thank you. All right, there you go. I think that was a pretty comprehensive overview of the exact condition of the car. And I'm gonna take it back, I'll upload the video, and let us know what you think.